Configuring Git? In this presentation, we'll explore the process of configuring Git, a powerful distributed version control system that is widely used in software development and project management. Git is a tool that allows you to track changes in your code, collaborate with others, and manage your project's history. It's an essential tool for developers as it enables efficient collaboration, allows you to easily revert to previous versions of your code, and helps you keep track of changes and contributions. Git supports nonlinear development workflows, which means that you can work on multiple features or bug fixes simultaneously and then merge them back into the main codebase when they're ready. This flexibility and the ability to maintain a complete history of your project make Git an invaluable tool for any software project, regardless of its size or complexity. In the following slides, we'll cover the key steps involved in configuring Git and getting started with this powerful version control system. The first step in configuring Git is to install it on your computer. Git is available for Windows, macOS, and Linux, and you can download the latest version from the official Git website at gitscm.com/downloads. The installation process is straightforward, and you can follow the instructions for your specific operating system. Once Git is installed, you can access it through the command line or a graphical user interface (GUI) tool, such as GitHub Desktop or SourceTree. Using the command line interface allows you to have more control and flexibility over your Git operations, while GUI tools can provide a more user-friendly experience, especially for beginners. Whichever method you choose, the core functionality of Git remains the same. After installing Git, the next step is to configure it to suit your preferences and workflow. The first thing you'll want to do is set your name and email address, which will be associated with your Git commits. You can do this using the following commands: gitconfig-global user.name your name, gitconfig global user.email your.email at example.com. Next, you may want to set your preferred text editor for Git operations. For example, if you're using Visual Studio Code, you can set it as your default editor with the following command: gitconfig global core.editor code wait. Another useful configuration is to enable color output, which can make the Git command line interface more readable and intuitive. You can do this with the following command: gitconfig global color.ui auto. These are just a few examples of the many configuration options available in Git. You can customize other settings as needed to suit your personal preferences and workflow. Once you have Git configured, the next step is to initialize a Git repository for your project. To do this, navigate to the directory where you want to create your project using the command line or terminal. Once you're in the correct directory, run the following command to initialize a new Git repository: git init. This command will create a hidden .git directory in your project folder, which contains the repository's history and configuration. This is where Git stores all the information about your project's version control. After initializing the repository, you can start tracking changes in your project using various Git commands, such as git add, git commit, git push, and more. We'll cover some of these commands in the following slides. Now that you have a Git repository set up, you can start tracking changes in your project. The first step is to add files to the staging area using the git add command. For example, to add two files named file1.txt and file2.txt, you would run the following command: git add file1.txt, file2.txt. Once you've added the files you want to commit, you can create a new commit using the git commit command. When you run this command, Git will prompt you to enter a commit message, which should briefly describe the changes you've made. For example, git commit-m add initial project files. To check the current state of your repository, you can use the git status command, which will show you which files have been modified, added, or deleted. Finally, you can use the git log command to view the commit history of your project, which will show you all the commits that have been made, along with the author, date, and commit message for each one. One of the powerful features of Git is its support for branching and merging. Branching allows you to create a separate line of development, which can be useful for experimenting with new features, fixing bugs, or collaborating with others on a project. To create a new branch, you can use the git branch command, like this: git branch feature / new functionality. This will create a new branch called feature / new functionality. To switch to this new branch, you can use the git checkout command, git checkout feature, new functionality. Once you've made your changes on the new branch, you can merge it back into the main branch using the git merge command, git merge feature, new functionality. During the merge process, Git may encounter conflicts if the same lines of code have been modified in both the main branch and the feature branch. In such cases, you'll need to resolve the conflicts manually before completing the merge. Branching and merging are essential Git workflows that allow you to manage complex projects and collaborate effectively with others. Git's distributed nature makes it an excellent tool for collaborating with others on a project. To start collaborating, you'll first need to create a local copy of the remote repository using the git clone command. Git clone hgithub.com/username/project.git. This will create a local copy of the remote repository on your computer, which you can then start working on. As you make changes to your local repository, you can upload them to the remote repository using the git push command, git push origin main. This will push your local changes to the main branch of the remote repository. To download the latest changes from the remote repository, you can use the git pull command, git pull origin main. This will pull the latest changes from the main branch of the remote repository and merge them into your local repository. During the push or pull process, you may encounter conflicts if the same lines of code have been modified in both the local and remote repositories. In such cases, you'll need to resolve the conflicts manually before completing the push or pull operation. Collaborating with others using Git is a crucial skill for any software developer, as it allows you to work together effectively on complex projects. In this presentation, we've covered the key steps involved in configuring and using Git, a powerful distributed version control system. We started by introducing Git and explaining why it's an important tool for software development and project management. We then walked through the process of installing Git on your computer and configuring it to suit your preferences and workflow. Next, we explored the core Git commands for initializing a repository, tracking changes, branching and merging, and collaborating with others. These commands include git init, git add, git commit, git status, git log, git branch, git checkout, git merge, git clone, git push, and git pull. By mastering these Git commands and workflows, you'll be able to effectively manage your project's history, collaborate with others, and maintain a clean and organized codebase. Becoming proficient with Git is an essential skill for any software developer or project manager. In summary, Git is a powerful tool that can greatly improve your productivity and the quality of your software projects. I hope this presentation has provided you with a solid foundation for configuring and using Git in your own work.